This is your boy Leon D. We're going to talk about a lot of things on this podcast, primarily food. I like to talk about food a lot, but we're going to talk about food around the world. We're going to talk about some other things that's going to touch your heart or make you mad. It really don't matter, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you about it though. DJ Leon D. Peace. Let's get it on. This is your boy DJ Leon D. I want to talk about something that has changed a lot over the years. It's stadium food. What I like and what I don't like. Stadium food. Now, I've been going to professional and amateur sporting events for the last about 40 years. Since my dad took me when I was young. I always enjoyed them. I always did. Because usually I go to a major event, like a bowl game, a playoff game. I don't go a lot during the regular season because I feel that, like in football, you play 17 games and the first 16 don't mean crap. Like basketball in regular season. You go a basketball game and they play 48 minutes and you find out the first 46 minutes didn't mean crap. The last 2 minutes, they all want to play. Kind of like baseball. The last 3 innings are all that matters. My attitude to all these sporting events, why didn't you start with the last 2 minutes of the last 3 innings? That's where you should have started at. Then I would have felt like I got my money's worth. But, so let's talk about the food. When I was younger, you got a hot dog for $3 at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. That was expensive back then because the wages were a lot lower. Now you go to a stadium and a hot dog costs you about $7 or $8. And then they want to charge you extra for everything on top of it. Ketchup, mustard, the bread. But that's the state we're in these days. And anything you get, you got to know you're going to pay a lot more money you ever can imagine. And you ask yourself, how greedy are these sports teams? Well, my complaint about this video is that you can't take a family to watch a sporting event. Nope, you can't do it. You and your spouse got to figure out which kid heart to break. Because if you don't, you can easily, between tickets and between food, you can easily spend $400. I mean, easily. And you ain't getting the best seats in the house. You lucky if you get a seat. They put you in the standing area only. That's how it works. And almost all the food is fried. I get that because you got to move food quick because you got 50,000, 80,000 people in the stadium. So I totally get that. So why don't the quality of food get better, you say? Actually, it has gotten a lot better. If you if you rent a suite, you get some decent options. You can get almost anything you want in a stadium now. You can get almost anything you want. You can get nice food. You can get the poor man's food, which is the hot dog, fries, the bundle package for about $20. And don't forget the Coke. That's an additional $8. And if you get a beer, it's gonna be $12. Yeah, but you see where I'm going with this. You're gonna spend, but when you go to sporting events, it used to be you went for the experience. You went for the experience. That's all you really wanted. And then as you got older and had your own family, you want to take the family for an experience. Well, that ain't gonna happen. Not all together. Now, what you can do is take the daughter on Monday and the son on Tuesday and the neighbor on Wednesday, but you all ain't going together. Y'all ain't going together. That's just how it works. And there's no need for anybody to get upset. That's just how pricing works at these events. And nobody feels sorry for you because a lot of people say you can afford the ticket, you can afford to eat. Well, when you buy the ticket, you don't realize you can't afford to eat. You realize that when you go to the game, after you pay to get in. They don't put what the food costs on their website. No, and no. That's stupid on your part for thinking that you're going to do that. No, they don't put what they tell you what the ticket's going to cost. And you should realize that whatever the ticket costs, if you eat more than once or drink 2 drinks, or whatever it may be, you're going to double the price of the ticket. And there are people, I don't know how they afford to go to these events every single weekend. Even baseball, a $40 ticket gets you a decent seat. But don't think you're sitting where the president's sitting or the owner of the club. Don't think that at all. It doesn't work that way. You are, first of all, when I say $400 easily, oh yeah, don't forget about parking. Don't forget about parking. You got to pay to park too. And then some people buy these seat license, which don't get you a ticket. It allows you to have a seat if you buy a ticket. What kind of shit is that? You buy a license that says that if you get a ticket, you can go to the game. If you don't buy a license, then you get a general seating ticket, which they may or may not have. So season holders holds no sway with the owner of the team. He's just a guy who's giving a ticket holder is just a guy who's giving the owner a free loan. You pay for it a year in advance, and you got a seat license, you got a season ticket, and the first game starts in 6 months. Well, guess what the owner is doing? Banking your money. Because the city, who paid a lot of money to have these sports teams, already are stupid. Because they're not going to see any revenue from their game. Because the owner is going to tell them, we don't make a profit. Yeah. But my point is, food's gotten better. Not everything is fried so much anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, 80% of the food is still fried or grilled. 80% of the food. And you look at the employees, they're all young kids, college kids. And, some places you go down south, they're making minimum wage. I don't know what it is, $7, $8, $9 an hour. And they don't get a break during the event. Nope. You better go piss before you come to work and piss when you leave. So and the team don't hire any of those people who do. The people who do the food are not hired by the team. They are hired based on their availability the day of the game. So there's no motivation for them. Their only motivation is for a tip. Yeah, when you go to a stadium, it should be for an experience. But what you're going to experience, they're taking the money right out of your pocket. They are taking a lot of money out of your pocket. It's not as fun as when we were younger, or, your parents took you. I think it's not as fun because you don't realize how much money your parents spent on a game with you to give you an experience until you become that parent. And no matter how much you make, because, the prices just don't bother me. Actually it does bother the hell out of me. But my point is, everything has a price point. When you can go to a game and take your family and you spend more than $400 with no guarantee how good the game is going to be or if your home team is going to win, you feel a certain way. And so that makes it not as much fun. Now, going with your friends and stuff and not your kids and family, you have more fun. I'm going to tell you, I used to take my son to baseball games because he wanted to go. Dad, I want to go to the game. Dad, I want to go to the game. So I would just buy 4 or 5 tickets throughout the year. And then he'd go to the game on Monday. Dad, can we go tomorrow? So I take him again on Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I realized the only reason my son wanted to go to the games was to eat. Just to eat. I was like, holy hell. He eat, falls asleep. Dad, what time we going home? And we in the third quarter or third inning or the first half of a football game, basketball or baseball. We haven't made it halftime yet. He's ready to go home. And then you start thinking, maybe he has to go to the bathroom. He don't want to use public restrooms. Maybe he has to do this. Maybe he has to do that. He get home and he is alive as a firecracker. And I was like, what the hell? This dude done woke up full of energy, and I done spent $150 to $200 on two of us. I was like, what the hell? I could have been at home doing other things. I'm taking him because he wants to go, and there were times I took his friends too. But then I got smart. I said, okay, I'm going to give y'all a hot dog. They said, okay, Mr. Leon, we get a hot dog. I cut it in half. Well, we still hungry. Yep, I'm going to keep you hungry till you get home. I'm not buying each one of y'all a hot dog. I'm not buying each one of y'all your own fries. Everything you get, you're going to cut in three. And my son said, well, when can I get a half a hot dog? When there's only two of us. Three of us, cut in three. Four of us, cut in four. We sharing everything. I'm buying one drink, 4 straws. That's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to get smarter because you kids come here, you want to eat and fall asleep. You're leaning all over me. You don't spill the damn rest of the drink. Yes, all of you. So that's how I got smart real quick with my kids. I said, we just going to have to get smarter about how we're going to finance this right here. Because, yeah, do I have money to pay for everybody? Yes. Are they going to enjoy it? Yes. Am I going to enjoy it? Hell no. I'm not going to enjoy it at all. Because I already see the end I see the end of the show before the show begins. I already see the end of it. Because it's happened to me 3 or 4 times. And I realize that they're coming to have dinner here. And then they get home, they still want to eat something else. No. Go to bed. Drop your friends off, go to bed. I am not going to have you guys using me for like you've been using me. Then I realized that by giving him half of everything or a third or a quarter of everything, I started enjoying the game better. Yeah, I started enjoying the game better. And guess what? They didn't fall asleep. They were not full. And sometimes they left the game hungrier than when they went to the game, than when the game started. I made sure that. You want a hot dog? Okay, we're going home. We have some hot dogs. We having some beans. And we have some corn. And guess what? Eat all the hot dogs you want. Because they are a lot cheaper at Costco than they are at the ballpark. And as my son got older, he started saying, Dad, I can eat one by myself. You got a damn job? If you got a job, let's eat one by yourself. Matter of fact, let's eat 2. I'll eat one for you. If you don't have a job, let's go by my plan. Plan B. Which means that however many friends you want to bring, we're going to divide the hot dog. The same number. I started noticing that his friends didn't come anymore. And now it wasn't like I said they can't come. Nope. He decided that because he started learning math. I said, this boy's good at division. Yeah, he's good at division. So, and then a lot of the parents, they never contributed anything toward their son's experience with me. They never contributed anything at all. So I was kind of like, okay, y'all ain't got nothing to say about this. Hell, half the parents didn't want me bringing their kids back. Oh, they can't stay tonight? Sure, just not in my house. They can stay over their granddad, grandma, friend, brother, not in my house. Because when I go home, I want to see them gone. So ballparks and team owners are not there for you. They're not there. You know, these people have no conscience, which I totally respect that. They say, hey, go to price. You don't like it, don't buy it. But it gets me when the employees can't afford to eat where they work. If 1 hour wages can't buy you a full meal, you work at the wrong damn place. That should give you a lot of insight to who you're dealing with. It should. Most people, it do not. And that just baffles me. I'm sitting there thinking, these people don't even care about their employees. And yet, they want these employees to have a smile on their face when they serve you food at a ball game. I would have an attitude. Well, I probably would only do it one time because I probably get fired after the first time. Yeah, I'd probably be fired like hell. Because I know I would have an attitude. And if I didn't have an attitude, you better wonder why if you're my supervisor. Because I sell 100 hot dogs for $8 a piece or $10 a piece. And you think I got $1,000 in my pocket when I come back? No, probably $100 when I come back. The rest of the money, well, just say we repurposed that for something else. That's what we did. Everybody's happy, except for the supervisor. If not, I might leave there with 100 hot dogs, come back with no hot dogs, and only sold 5 of them. Yeah, I get the rest of them away or I ate them. That's what I would have did. So when you go to a ball game, you got to just tell yourself, listen, I'm going to the game and I'm not taking the whole family. So you get smart kids, or you get smart and you just tell them every other week we're going to rotate. Junior goes one week, Sally goes the next week. Yeah, we're just going to rotate. They got 8 home games. You go to 4. She go to 4. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to just divide and conquer. We're not all going together. Now, I will come back and tell you all about the game that you probably saw on TV in better weather in the comfort of your own home, eating what I can afford to pay for. Yep, you come back and everybody's happy. I spent half the amount of money and you had twice as much fun being here with your mom. That's what I would do. Because if you got a lot of kids, this world ain't for you. Unless you got a lot of money. Most people don't have a lot of money. And even if you got a lot of money, everything in life got a price point. You know, buying $8 hot dogs, $10 hot dogs doesn't bother me when it's just me. It bothers me when it's 4 of us. That's when it bothers me, because I can't get out of my head how much $40 can buy in food and how long I can eat that $40 in hot dogs. I can go to Costco and I probably get about 8 packs easily, with about 10 hot dogs per pack. 80 hot dogs is quite a lot of hot dogs. But at the ballpark, it's only 4 hot dogs. So that's where my logic is. Because I'm thinking I can take the rest of the money and go somewhere else and do other things to continue giving my kids or whatever, have an experience with my friends or give my kids experiences. I can do so many other things. But no, I'm making a billionaire a billionaire. He was a billionaire when I went to the ballpark, and then he shows his nice house, which is called a stadium, that was paid for by the citizens of their city, county, state, whatever have you. Some states are just dumb, like Maryland. I mean, they think building a stadium is going to make more people want to come. Yeah, maybe the first year. After that, that stadium is old now. Let's go into the next new stadium. Or they want to compete with the neighbors of D.C. and Philadelphia and New York. Nah, you ain't got the same kind of income. Your local people aren't making the kind of money they're making down in those other cities, because they got bigger populations, and so they can charge a lot, because no matter how much they charge, they got so many people who got money, they're going to come because they got nothing better to do. They got a lot of dumb money in those areas. Baltimore, you got dumb money in the suburbs, and yet people say that's for the city. No, that team is for the suburbs. It ain't for the city. Baltimore got high unemployment, lots of crime. Those people aren't going to the stadium. Not at all. They're waiting on you to come outside the stadium into their neighborhood, hoping you get lost. That's what they're doing. So it's a difference in who their stadium is for. When those people charge you all that money for stadium food, guess what? It ain't the people in Baltimore buying their food. It's not the people in Baltimore buying their food. It's the people in the suburbs buying their food. That's who this stadium is for. That's why they got it so close to the outside of the city so that people in suburbs can come into the city easier and leave easier. If they did it for people in the city, it would be in the heart of the city, in the middle of the city. Tear down row houses, build a new stadium. But people in the suburbs are not going to go into the city. Ain't going to happen. Not I never have reason to go to Baltimore for anything. When I do, I know they got the wrong person, they got the wrong reason, and they got the wrong crime that you think they're going to commit on me. Because innocent lives are lost every single day. But my whole point is the experience of stadium food, the food's gotten better. Don't get me wrong. But while it got better, it got a lot more expensive as well. That detracts from your experience and your fun of going to an event in these cities. Sporting events, people are passionate about them. I am too. But also, I'd rather pay the cable bill every month, including months where my sport is not in season, because it's cheaper and the weather's better and I know there's no crime. I'm comfortable. It's a whole lot of reasons why. But the food prices is one of the reasons I have no interest in going to a lot of these events anymore unless I'm going by myself. Because you see, I'll eat before I go in and I'll come home and eat when I finish. Whole lot better atmosphere and price wise. And it's no stress on trying to park. And people say, take city transportation. Yeah. That's about a dumbass idea. You take city transportation if you live in the city. Because city transportation is just not there. It's not where you want to be at. This is your boy DJ Leon D. Talking about food at sports stadiums. Why you should not eat, why you should go, and how to go. Peace.